Steering, suspension, make sure it's tight. We also look at the frame, front to back, make sure we can't see any prior damage that the vehicle might have. Just note that. You're over here looking at your axles, make sure your boots are not ripped and tore here. Also underneath we check for leaks, as far as any leaking underneath that's coming from the motor, via the motor or the transmission up here. And we just kind of walk our way back towards here and actually looking at the frame while we're walking back through here. And your brake lines, make sure they're not all rusty. Fuel lines, make sure they're good and sound. Come back through and you're looking at your exhaust. Make sure there's no holes in it. Make sure everything's tight and your brackets are all back up in its position where they're supposed to be, so there's no rattles.
Okay.
Coming back to the back end, and you've got your suspension back here also, your leaf springs. They tend to crack sometimes. We make sure they're all working, not cracked. Brake lines back here again. Pretty much what's on the back is on the front other than your steering parts. And we also make sure the spare tires on a truck, they're underneath most time. In a car, they're in the trunk. We make sure the spare tire is there, plus it's in good condition, in case you would have a flat along the road. That's one important thing some people tend to overlook. You need a good spare. Then we're back to the back here, and we just visually look at the bumpers and the back of the vehicle, around the sides for paint work, any paint damage that might be a problem. And we also look at the tires for the measurement on the tread depth. This one here is pretty decent. We usually actually go a little one step more than what state inspection would require. We usually, if they're rounded off, cupped, that would still pass the state inspection, but we usually try to get rid of those tires just for the fact that they'd be quiet for the customer when they buy the car. They can feel that they have a safe car.